Hi there, Serial Trader here. I got a request to look at Ripple, so I got XRP USD on Binance, starting with a blank chart here. And right now I have in log scale. You see if I take it out of log scale, things look a little out of proportion. That's pretty common when you have major percentage swings, as Ripple has. Usually the rule is if the high and low of the price chart is greater than 3 to 1, which it certainly is, you should put it in the log scale to do your wave analysis. So that's what I've gone ahead and done here. Okay, so starting from our March low here, now I'm going to kind of take you down the wormhole a little bit. It's difficult for me to call this a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up impulsive wave off the bottom until I make some adjustments here, and just bear with me. So you see you have, this is a weekly chart. So you do have 4-1 overlap. For instance, if we were to call this wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and then this was wave 5, it doesn't work until I make this adjustment. So you see we have overlap with wave 1 and 4. So for a typical impulse wave, that's a rule violation. And okay, if you had a diagonal instead of an impulse, so a leading diagonal, for instance, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 can overlap 1. In fact, it must. And 3 would have to be shorter than 1, which it is. But then 5 would have to be shorter than 3, which it is not. So you can't call this a leading diagonal. You can't even call it an expanding leading diagonal, because in that case, it still doesn't work. In an expanding leading diagonal, 1, 2, and then 3 would be longer than 1, which is not. 4, and then 5 will be longer than 3, which is not. So it doesn't fit a leading diagonal. It doesn't fit an expanding leading diagonal. It doesn't fit an impulse wave. So then you might default, well, it must just be some sort of corrective move up, and we're going to go down and make new lows. I wouldn't quite go there, and here's what I'll propose. So something as unbelievably volatile as Ripple, sometimes you have to look at something on a close only chart to see if there's something else there. And I think there might be. So looking at a weekly close only chart, you can get a clean 1, 2, 3, 4, and then where's our 5 up there? Right here. You can do it. Okay? So on a weekly closing basis, you can get a clear, clean, non-overlapping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up. And what does it look like we're working off the top? It looks like we're just working an A, B, and perhaps C down for one more, not low below this point, but a low below our A wave extreme there. And let me just put the right degree on here. So I suspect, despite this recent pump, we just have this ABC up. Let me just drop the degree down one there. ABC up for B. And we're going to come down one more time in this C wave. And then that would ideally set up the next major trending move to the upside. So just a hypothesis I'll throw out there. Try and make some sense of this fairly messy chart. You can see if I go back to the bars, it looks a whole lot different, doesn't it? But nonetheless, let me just go down to the daily. I'll get you out a log scale because it's okay on a shorter time frame. It doesn't look so out of proportion. And if we're going to run with this being an A wave down on that weekly closing basis chart, this to me looks like a three wave move up off the bottom, right? And if I just draw a nice trend channel here, like that, you can see we're kind of poking out of the trend channel. So maybe we got a 1, 2, wave 3 just starting up. That's possible if we actually stay above this channel and start really gaining some ground up here. But I'm kind of leaning on this just being a corrective 3 wave bounce up for a B wave, and then one more trip down to below the 16 cents and change. It doesn't have to be well below that. It could just be a marginal new low, even just kind of a double bottom, depending on what the reaction is at that level to complete the C wave. and then that could be a phenomenal pivot and buying opportunity for the next, ridiculous move to the upside. So this is kind of what I'm leading with. I mean, it's possible this is a major bottom at that 16 cent level, and then we're starting, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up. It is possible, but I have trouble adopting that. Just even given this doesn't really look like a wave 1 up. Okay, it's hard to get a 5 out of that. This obviously looks fine for a B wave, a nice choppy corrective move. And this looks somewhat impulsive, but it is faltering here. There's some pretty decent upper shadows on these daily candles, at least for now. Obviously, some volume coming in there. There's some sort of Reddit pump associated with this move, so that's fine. Doesn't mean it's going to really start a new trend. It could just be one of those spike pumps, which I kind of suspect it is. And then we still haven't actually completed this larger correction. So yeah, that's basically my take on Ripple. I really do want to focus on this weekly chart, just as kind of a parting thought. So going through the close only, the line chart, and this really, to me, it's the clearest. It's the clearest view, and usually the longer term time frames, I give them more weight than I do other things. Let me just get rid of that volume. So I think this would be my preferred interpretation. We've done an initial impulse wave. We're still in the correction from that impulse wave. Ideally, we go and at least test or take out those 16-cent lows. And then, to me, that'll really set up for a nice move up if it happens. Could be wrong, of course, but currently, that's my best take. We may already be starting something more substantial to the upside, but I'm currently skeptical of that. All right, Serial Trader signing off.